Vanessa, good morning. And the MTA leadership not mincing words when it comes to subway surfing, saying riding atop a moving train car is effectively suicide. So now they are studying new hardware designed to stop thrill seekers from risking their lives by riding outside a 7-line train car.
There is often a single high-profile story which ends up helping to define a public debate. This one involving a man attacking a perfect stranger with his own feces, and the debate over public safety in the New York City subway system.
I saw that and I was really surprised about that.
Almost 2 weeks after that incident on a Bronx platform, Kevin from Queens still has it on his mind.
Everybody just wants to get home safe, you know, and I think we need to fix that.
The fix remains a work in progress, according to Mayor Eric Adams, who on Friday pledged the public will soon see results from stepped-up law enforcement efforts, along with the work of new outreach teams.
We're moving into a real execution. You're going to see a visible change in the subway, these encampments, and all the things that we have visited and witnessed before. You're going to see the change that New Yorkers expect and look for.
As the administration works up to a full 30-team deployment underground, the latest crime stats only add to a perceived sense of urgency. In the last week of February of this year, the NYPD recorded 23 grand larceny crimes, compared to 4 of those crimes for the same week last year. For that same week, year to year, that's a 475% increase. Charlton D'Souza, president of the advocacy group Passengers United, joined the call Friday for judges to have more discretion to order someone held in custody.
No, we've had enough of this.
That did not happen with Frank Abrokwa, the defendant who attacked that woman with his feces. Abrokwa is now walking free under supervised release and reportedly posting now deleted videos to social media mocking police. Under the current law, bail did not apply to his criminal charges because he has no open felonies on his record.
We can't have violent offenders coming out here, doing whatever they want, and then they get released on the street.
And it bears repeating, Frank Abrokwa is still out there. We're live in Times Square tonight. Jay Dow, Pix 11 News.
It's an ambitious plan aimed at making the city's 3.6 million subway riders feel safe while also trying to help the system's homeless population. Police are releasing new video of the man in the yellow hoodie who pushed a random stranger onto the subway tracks at Wyckoff Myrtle Avenue subway station for no apparent reason. Police say it was a totally unprovoked attack. The 32-year-old male victim was not hit by a train but suffered injuries.
This has been a tough couple of weeks for New Yorkers who use the mass transit system.
The head of the MTA, Governor Hochul, Mayor Adams, and Police Commissioner Sewell announced a new subway safety plan after 9 homicides in the subway so far this year, 4 in the last few weeks. The new plan focuses on the 3 C's: cops, cameras, and care. That's mental health care for those who need it.
But if New Yorkers don't feel safe, we are failing.
Under the plan, the NYPD and MTA will increase officer presence on subway platforms by approximately 1,200 additional overtime officer shifts each day on the subway. New Yorkers will see officers in at least 300 stations during peak hours, and the MTA will place unarmed guards to increase security and stop fare beaters.
We know people want to see police officers. You can hear and see the exhalation when people see a police officer enter the train, ride the train, and on the platform to assist them when needed.
We want to have a more significant presence, visible presence. People want to see that there's an officer there when they need help. It's also an incredible deterrent.
But the head of the Police Benevolent Association said this is unsustainable. The NYPD is more than 1,000 cops below its budgeted head count. We have 12.45% fewer rank-and-file cops permanently assigned to the subways than we did in 2020. The answer is not to squeeze them for more forced OT. And subway riders say more must be done to make them feel safe. And also in the plan is a way to move the homeless and mentally ill people from the subway station to 2 new 25-bed units at psychiatric centers.
This is a Manhattan-bound L train.
The train should be the only thing on the tracks. Until it arrives, you stand and wait.
I keep my back towards whatever walls around because I just don't trust it at all.
Genesis has her regular spot depending on the station design. Find a safe space, lean against the pole or the wall. At the Bedford Avenue L train stop, here's another option. This yellow railing is standing by near the middle of the platform.
It gives me a sense of guidance, yeah, but at the same time, it's like I'm always like looking for the next person who's walking by because you just never know.
For now, the safety barriers are at 3 stations: Bedford, 57th Street on the F, and Crescent Street along the J.
Be aware of your surroundings. That's the most important. I mean, don't stand on your phone right here.
Rather the police be here, I feel safer if the cops was here.
Platform safety is a challenge in a system that has 472 stations, many different layouts. Platform doors are another option. Plans to try them at 3 busy stations are still in the early stages.
Irrespective of the engineering challenges of platform screen doors, we want to just basically to keep people from getting harmed on the tracks.
The MTA reports 30% fewer cases of people on the tracks since a high point last winter.
I specifically was walking over and noticed I was close to the ledge, and then I was like, actually, I want to stand over here.
The MTA has installed cameras and detection devices that can monitor live footage and send alerts to station crews. Some trains now have cameras focused on the tracks.
It makes sense that there's some type of barrier, and so I like it. It helps me feel like a little bit more safe.
Alexa, thank you. It's 8:32 right now. Memorial services are being planned for the 2 teenagers killed while subway surfing this past weekend. Police say so far this year, 5 people have died subway surfing. In 2024, there were 6 casualties, and in 2023, there were 5.
The practice has become more deadly as teenagers copy viral social media videos. In the past 4 years, between 2018 and 2022, a total of 5 people were killed in subway surfing incidents. The MTA chief, General Lieber, says it's going to take a team effort to stop this deadly practice.
Everybody who has interactions with kids has to step up and start pushing back. The MTA has been running anti-subway surfing ads. We need help from the educators, the schools, the churches, and most of all, the parents. We also have been leaning on the social media companies and have had some success.
This morning, we're joined by Norma Nazario, who lost her 15-year-old son, Zachary, back in 2023 on the very same train line where this weekend's deadly accident happened. And she's joined by her attorney, Matthew Bergman, who runs the Social Media Victims Law Center. Good morning to both of you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Norma, it's so awful to be talking about this once again. When you heard about what happened to those teens over the weekend, what was your reaction to hearing this?
Unfortunately, it did brought me back to losing Zach. Very sad and angry. This could be preventable. My heart breaks to their family and friends. This shouldn't be, continuing happening. I know the feeling. That's why my heart goes to them. I know the feeling. Nobody should be going through this feeling.
It's like, once again, it's hard to believe.
Yeah, you just heard from the MTA chairman there going after social media companies in particular, right? And they threw up some drones, and they're reaching out to the social media companies to see if they can stop these videos from being put out there, Matthew. So has that had any kind of impact? And is it just the social media component?
Well, it's the most important thing. What we have here is a public health emergency. Yeah. If the social media companies were releasing cholera in the water, the infections on the kids, we'd stop it. But the viral videos that the social media companies feed to kids, the addictive algorithms that they use, is no different than a poison. And we're seeing this public health emergency. We're seeing more and more children dying. And it's totally preventable. And they're not doing enough. They could do more. And our heart goes out for all of them, particularly since it's been over 2 years since Zachary died.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen that they put up drones. They're testing out some barriers to try to stop kids from getting on top of these subways. Do you think that that's going to work? Or what else do you feel needs to be done to prevent this?
Unfortunately, the MTA have not reached out to me, and yet I'm still advocating
trying my best. I would be going to future schools, future homes, whatever it needs to take, and I won't stop until I do. Second of all, no, they haven't. I keep on repeating myself over and over. You know, you need to do more action. You need to do more changes. I mean, they got ads and signs and stuff. Young people don't listen to that. So, you know, do more actions. Sometimes I feel also that they want to blame social media only. You know, the MTA and the governor needs to, you know, do this, step up to do, like he says, everything more and more.
Yeah, I mean,
actions.
You've been talking about educating and advocating since Zachary lost his life, and you've been doing that work.
Yes.
What do you think specifically needs to be targeted? Is it schools and education within the school buildings as well?
I think the main thing here is the trains.
Yeah.
You know, the train stations belong to MTA. Yeah, social media is a big part of it, I understand.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, the trains is the physical issue. I say it over and over. Maybe close the doors, try it out. There's an emergency, they open.
From being able to walk between cars.
To being able to climb.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And how are the two of you working together to try to stop that?
Well, we're trying to hold the social media companies and the MTA legally responsible. And we were able to move forward with this case. What happened to Zachary, what happened to these two girls, what's happened to countless kids in New York City is not an accident, it's not a coincidence. It's a foreseeable consequence of the social media companies designing platforms to addict our kids and feeding them content, not what they want to see, but what they can't look away from. And promoting subway surfing as a safe and fun activity. And look, kids are kids. They don't have good judgment. Not because they're bad kids, it's because they're kids. And the social media companies prey upon the underdeveloped brains of young people, the need of young adolescents to fit in. They know that, and they do that for one reason, and for one reason only, to sell advertising. One of the most horrible things to look at on Zachary's social media feed is right next to the videos promoting the subway surfing that led to his death is an advertisement for a product that Instagram put up. They are making money on our kids. They're making money on their kids' lives. And this has to stop. They have to be held legally accountable. This does not have to happen. As you'd indicated, there was the rate of subway surfing deaths before this epidemic was less than 1 a year, and now the year's not even over, and we have 5 children who've lost their lives.
It's awful.
Those are 5 children like Zachary, and this has all been since Zachary did this. I only have to think what would have happened without these drones and without some of these actions. We would have seen even more.
Yeah, I mean, and for some parents right now who are watching, they might be looking to you saying, well, how do I know if my child's involved in some of this? I don't have access to the social media feed. What's your advice to parents?
Yes, you need to educate yourself with social media. I wish I did. For me, social media was like, hi, how you doing? Bye, I'm here, and that's it.
Yeah.
So they need to educate themselves when it comes to social media, and please be aware of your kids, where they go, who they be with. I wish I did.
Have more conversations too, right?
Definitely, yes. Lastly is that conversate with them, talk to them about social media, and definitely this horrific subway surfing is like a pandemic.
I know it's still painful for you to talk about it, so we appreciate you taking the time to be with us this morning, and to you as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See something, say something. That's the motto for riders, but they're not the only ones watching. Thousands of cameras assist in monitoring the system from the MTA's Situation Room inside transit headquarters, Lower Manhattan.
Counterterrorism initiatives and efforts for counterterrorism in our subways are of the utmost importance.
The room also served as the location on Thursday for Governor Hochul and the MTA chairman and NYPD police commissioner to sound an alarm.
To pull that money away that funds actual cameras in NYPD and MTA PD operations seems nuts.
New York officials say they've been notified of a clawback in the amount of $34 million in federal funding from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. It was set to fund transit security projects, specifically tactical cellular cameras, deployments of MTA police counterterrorism teams, expanded chemical detection systems, and frontline security awareness training.
But we are safer because we have invested dollars from the federal government and the city and the state together. That is what they're jeopardizing right now.
Last week, President Trump made an announcement on Truth Social about reinstating $187 million in counterterrorism funding. The governor made a phone call about other funding issues, including for transit and security.
In my thank you call, I also raised that we desperately want the funding for the infrastructure projects and the security funding restored, and he said he would look into it.
There have been 8 plots targeting the New York City subway system since 9/11.
As of now, this is a change in the formula for allocating the money. The state of New York has gone to court to again ask a judge to keep the money in place.
534, and one of the busiest subway lines is testing a new way to prevent deadly subway surfing. The multi-million-dollar effort comes after 2 young girls were killed riding outside a train this month. Our Justin Finch live from Queensboro Plaza Station with more. Justin, good morning.
Vanessa, good morning. And the MTA leadership not mincing words when it comes to subway surfing, saying riding atop a moving train car is effectively suicide. So now they are studying new hardware designed to stop thrill seekers from risking their lives by riding outside a 7-line train car. The MTA providing these images showing barriers now being tested on 7-line subway trains. The rectangular barricades are installed on subway exteriors above doors between subway cars. That design is to hamper anyone from climbing from those areas to the tops of moving trains to attempt subway surfing. The MTA began testing this deterrent in January with a prototype design, then making tweaks to meet city transit standards. Then, over the summer, the MTA expanded installation to a full train at a projected cost of $10 million. That build-out is set to finish next year. Those developments as the NYPD reports at least 5 subway surfing-related deaths so far this year. The most recent involving 2 girls, ages 12 and 13, at the Marcy Avenue Broadway station in Brooklyn earlier this month. The MTA now ramping up public safety awareness campaigns targeting young people to address subway surfing, including its Ride Inside, Stay Alive effort featuring Queens native and BMX pro athlete Nigel Sylvester. The MTA chairman also saying the agency is taking its anti-subway surfing fight online.
We also have been leaning on the social media companies and have had some success. TikTok last month had only 6 videos that slipped through their algorithm. We lean on them we look every day. Let's none of us do anything that has the potential of glorifying this suicidal practice.
And back live, social media a critical front in this anti-subway surfing fight. Bear in mind those 2 girls, 11, 12, they lost their lives on top of that train car trying to ride it earlier this month. The MTA now, they are looking deeper at those hardware barricades on 7-line trains, and depending on the success, we could see that expand to the J train as well as the 6-line train as well. We're live here in Queens. Justin Finch, Pix 11 News, back inside to you.